Sorry if I blew your ears out, but holy mother trucking hell. What a great game. Welcome back for another episode of Craven Some Raven, your one-stop shop for all your Ravens information. Not really, just a podcast by a fan for the fans, where I give my thoughts, feelings, and sometimes a conspiracy theory. So, welcome back for another episode of Craven Some Raven. Yeah, man. How the hell else do you start a podcast after you defeat not only the reigning champs, but the best team in the league, right? The best defense in history, on pace at least. Well, no. You still got to play the Ravens. So what a big win, man. Huge, on top. Everybody in Baltimore is walking around like their dick is 3 inches bigger. If they're ladies, two more cup sizes. That the confidence, right? The swag. Yeah, everyone is feeling good. This is an amazing win. I'm a little bit lost for words. I just rewatched the game, so if I missed anything while the action was going on, while I'm screaming, while I'm getting hyped, clapping my hands, if I missed anything, I got to see it again. I didn't miss anything, just getting it refreshed in my mind. The game was only last night, but you never know, you might have missed something. I just watched the condensed game, so nothing too crazy that I missed. But the only thing out of this exciting, amazing game, the only thing that I was mad about was they hyped it up. It's going to be a blackout. And they didn't even wear black pants. I mean, come on. They had the black jerseys. Always looking dope. Always fire. But it's a blackout. Wear the black pants. You know how cool it would have been looking murdered out and to deliver that type of smash mouth game and dominate the way they did? That would have been something special. At least they dominated on offense. We'll break everything down. This one, I imagine, it's going to be all over the place. I got notes written down. I rewatched the game and kind of started writing stuff down as I was thinking of stuff. I saw something and then maybe I'll write it down. So it might be all out of order, all out of whack. But you know what? It's all good. So, first and foremost, the Ravens offense versus the Patriots defense. This was the matchup to watch. In my preview episode, I basically spent the whole time on that. I mentioned the defense. I was going to talk about it, but, I forgot and just ended up going back to the offense and getting hyped over that matchup. I wasn't, and I think most of the Ravens flock wasn't hyped about the Patriots defense. I think everyone kind of collectively thought these guys are overrated. They haven't really played anybody yet, and they haven't seen this Ravens offense. And apparently they haven't, because we ran it down their throats. And a lot of the talk, a lot of the hype was Bill Belichick likes to take away what you do best. And what we do best is run the damn ball. We are still on pace to shatter the record that was set by the Patriots in '78. Coincidentally, set by the Patriots. But, a record that's been standing for, like 30, almost 40 years? Shit, has it been that long? No, like 30 years? No, 40 years. 80, 90s, 2000, 2010s. Shit, bro. A rushing record that's been standing for 40 years because of the way the league has gone, right? The league has gone to more of that passing style. So now the Ravens come along with this electrifying running quarterback and then just build this bully on offense. It's truly something special. And so, like, the Pats defense, right, they were on this historic pace. But you know what? They met up with a Ravens team also on a historic pace. And something's got to break. So you're talking records being broken. Just one of the most, honestly, the most dominant rushing attack in NFL history. Or at least since '78. So, listen, man, this was something special because, like I was just saying, let me get back to it. Bill Belichick takes away what you do best, and the Ravens run the ball best, right? And so what he did is he tried to stop that. He genuinely did. He stacked the box. You watch the game, and all of the Patriots were stacked right in that little area. So it's, well, Lamar and the running backs, they won't be able to get anything done, and they'll have to throw it. Nah, bro, we went for 210. Suck up on that. 210. That was actually an old school bus of mine. That's why it's like that number was sticking out. I used to ride the bus 210. Either way, we went off for 210 yards on this Patriots defense that tried to stop us. And I remember talking about Max Kellerman's take, like maybe Bill Belichick won't scheme anything up. But he did. That was the scheme. Try and stop the run. Now, in the future, if we see them again, what's going to be the game plan? Try to stop the pass? Yeah, we went for 210 when you just tried to stop the run. Now what? Maybe switch your assignments up. You're used to the speed, so maybe that helps. Bro, I don't think it matters. The best coach in NFL history. I'm just going to say that right out. The best dynasty in NFL history. They couldn't stop what they knew was coming. Do you know how frustrating that must be for them? I know, as a Ravens fan, that was awesome. That was something special. So, just pure dominance, man. Just that unstoppable force versus immovable object, right? That old classic cliche. Well, the unstoppable force won, because that was our offense. And it's so unstoppable because it's not just run game, right? It's because we have a multitude of ways Lamar can throw the ball. We were hitting the outside with runs. We were hitting the inside with runs. We were throwing over the middle. We were throwing outside. We didn't throw any deep shots. But I feel, with the flow of the game, I don't think we needed to. We were able to move the ball. What was working was working. So let's continue to do that. And also, the Patriots offense, they were going up tempo all fucking game. They were going hurry up all game. So we needed to give our defense a rest. So we needed long, sustained drives just to get those guys back, get their legs back under them, feeling good. Just get some oxygen, don't need to go in, get some injections or whatever they do. Keep their stamina up by staying on the field, Lamar. And that's what they did. Just methodically move the ball down the field. And I talked about this, that one of Belichick's plans and one of his calling cards is, okay, you can dink and dunk and you can, slowly but surely move down the field all you want. But eventually, you will choke on your own dust. Or what is it? Like, move down the field in a cloud of dust and eventually you'll choke on it. Nah, bro, we use the dust as fuel. A lot of minerals in there. So we got it done. And I talked about that. That's our game plan, right? That's what we always do. That is our style of play. We will move the ball down the field. We will keep the ball for the whole game if you want. If you want to let us do that, go ahead. See how it works. And, it's not just exciting, as a fan, but it's exciting to see Patriots fans finally upset and not willing to say, oh, Ravens aren't a better team. No. I was on Ravens Reddit after the game, and there was a man, I don't know his name, I forget his name, I don't even want to give him credit, but you can look on Ravens Reddit, he posted a video that he recorded himself, that the Patriots did it on purpose. It's on YouTube, I'm sure you can still find it on Ravens Reddit, and he posted it to Ravens Reddit, saying, like, congrats on the Super Bowl win. It's like, bro, first of all, I'm talking about it, so I guess what he did worked, right? He got us all hyped and hot and bothered. So this man is so salty. He made a whole YouTube video about how Bill Belichick is such a diabolical genius that he did this on purpose. That he lets you see this game plan so that when we see them again, you won't know what's coming. And he's basing this off of undeniable truths like Bill Belichick always does this and this is what he does and they have the 6 championships. That's true. The Patriots are a great team. They always have been, in recent history, these past 20 years. It's like, bro, what is you talking about? And all the comments like, bro, you're spiraling. Mostly respectful stuff by the Ravens fans. Just like, bro, we won. Like, what are you trying to say? Like, you're trying to say, oh, I wish I was ridiculous enough to be so blinded that anytime the Ravens lose, like, oh, well, duh, they did it on purpose. I mean, that's the only explanation. When I listened to that video, all I saw was that meme of Charlie from Always Sunny, where he's got the crazy look, he's got the red string going everywhere. It's that crazy meme. He's got the crazy eyes going. That's all I thought. Like, that's what this guy looked like when he's recording this video. I even commented on it in the Reddit post. I was like, what's more likely, your theory that all this was planned or whatever, or that the Patriots just lost a tough game? That's all. It was a tough game for the Patriots. It was a bad matchup, and they lost. The Ravens did it in dominating fashion, which is just icing on the fucking cake. Only mistakes really kind of brought them in. But let me see how he responded, because I found it hilarious the way he responded. Okay, he says, so I said, what's more plausible, your theory or your team just lost a tough game? Nice, simple, to the point, not crazy. His response, if you really think Belichick isn't capable of being diabolical as to throw out a dummy game plan just in case he has to face them again come playoff time, you really haven't been paying attention for the past 20 years. My response to that was, it's a conspiracy theory that goes straight to the top, and I bet Russia is involved in some fashion. Because, I mean, how this guy's delusional, right? Why would you put out... I understand the concept. Put out a fake game plan so that when he sees us again. But he had a game plan, bro. Like, did you not fucking watch the game, you dummy? The dude had a game plan, and the game plan was stop the run game, right? Stack the box and stop the run game. Play assignment football. But you can't play that against the Ravens, apparently. The best defense in history, apparently. The way they were described. How good they've been for so long, right? The bullies up on top of the mountain. They're creating their own enemies, apparently, to this guy. And we went in there. They knew what we were doing, and we did it to them anyways. How do you game plan for that? You tried to stop it one time. What's the new game plan, bro? This guy obviously knows his stuff. The guy's on to something that no one else is. The guy has figured it all out. Anyways, I was just triggered by that, man. Just triggered by it a little bit, because it's just... like, how dumb do you have to be, man? Just take the loss. The Patriots have won how many games? How many Super Bowls? And you're just getting super upset over this regular season game? My man needs help. And that's what, like, a lot of the comments were, honestly. It's kind of funny. It's like, bro, get your shit. Like, let me see. You're spiraling, bro. He is. Like, just come get your mans. Like, classic. Either way, that's just, the Patriots lose, and all of a sudden, it's according to the plan, man. It's like, you're going out of your way to sound ridiculous. Just take the loss and understand that the Ravens are the better team now. Just accept it. So, it has me upset when shit like this happens. And then you go and look back like, well, the Browns beat us. How the fuck did that happen? It's okay. It happens. Sometimes it's not your day. And that's what happens. You lose. But what's crazy is I think the Patriots played a good game. They just got beat. It wasn't what they did. It was what the Ravens did. Because we were playing smash mouth football. Not only Lamar Jackson running, but Mark Ingram, man, he had over 100 yards, and he was killing it. Besides that fumble, and that was a little upsetting. Like, god damn, bro, damn it, you almost had it. Like, you almost had this great, perfect game. It was even on a good run too, and that was like one of the drives where, the Patriots, damn it, they're kind of coming back. We're letting them back in the game. Mark Ingram goes off, and it's like, oh, here we go. It's going to be another good long drive, because they were moving the ball all game. So it's, why would that change? But then he fumbles it, and it's like, damn it. But, his play, it made up for it. The way he played, it made up for it. And so, like, even, man, like the option play, it hadn't been working really the rest of the season. Like, we haven't had a big play through the option, but the way the Patriots were playing, right, stacking the boxes, making sure nothing happens up the middle or like off the edges. But that option play, since they're stacking everything up there, it left it open, and it actually worked. I was surprised because I haven't seen that. And then that Hollywood sweep, getting Hollywood back involved. You forget. I maybe this is just me, but I kind of forgot how fast he was. It's just hearsay at the point where it's like, when he was out, it's like, yeah, well, we'll get him back. He's fast, but you forget visually how fast the guy is. The guy is explosively fast. He's faster than Lamar. And I don't think he's got the same wiggle. But man, dude is fast. Dude is fast as hell. And the only reason the Pats kind of even got back into that game was that Cyrus Jones fumble. Cyrus Jones, he's still on the payroll, bro. I wouldn't be surprised if Bill Belichick was talking to him before the game. Hey, man, you give us one. You give us one. Go on ahead and give us one. You still like that house you like up here? Mm-hmm. But yeah, still, that our offense was just moving the ball. And there's just a couple times when it was Mark Ingram just blasting through a giant hole. And those holes are created by Lamar Jackson. That's, him in the running threat, his ability to just do three things any single play. Give it to the running back, run it himself, or pass the ball. That threat of three separate things pauses defenders. And when they pause, that's when the offensive line can grab angles, and that's when huge holes are made. And Mark Ingram, he had a couple long-ass runs. And, sometimes I wish, if Justice Hill was just in the game at that point. Because you're not going to get a huge hole every single play. But when you do get a huge hole, Justice Hill has the home run threat. He is our fastest running back. I love Mark Ingram, but he's not as fast as he used to be. And I don't think he was ever as fast as a Justice Hill. It's like, just imagine the yardage, man. Just imagine the yardage. But I mean, let's see. This was the game that we needed. The whole NFL world saw that game. And I talked about it before the season started. It was going to take to the Chiefs game for people to start talking about Lamar. And he played pretty decently. He got some hype, but you didn't win the game. You need the win to really solidify that mystique about a player. That overall, damn, that guy's good. Where everyone sees it. And so then we go ahead and beat the Seahawks, right? We beat the Seahawks in Seattle in an afternoon game. So more eyes, right? That's when we got all this hype. Then we go into the bye. So it's, you don't really hear much. And then it's the Lamar Jackson, possible MVP, matching up with the best defense ever. The defense hasn't seen an offense like this, and the offense hasn't seen a defense like this. And the offense won, man. The offense fucking won. And it was amazing. And it wasn't Lamar Jackson's best game. But like I was saying, it's the threat of him which causes other things to get open. The reason we're rushing for 200 yards is Lamar Jackson. There is no other reason why. I get it. We got good linemen. We got a good scheme. But if there was no threat with Lamar Jackson running, we wouldn't have even close to as many yards. We wouldn't be threatening a record that's been standing for 40 fucking years. I mean, this is historic, people. Like this is changing the NFL. Like, what Lamar Jackson is doing, what this Ravens team is doing, is on pace to break records. Are you kidding me? And this is going to change the landscape of the NFL, the way people view quarterbacks with a running mentality, where maybe you don't have to be the most accurate pocket passer, which, it's been moving, it's been changing. The view of the quarterback has been changing, but this is, This is a whole new thing. Seeing an option style football work in the NFL. Like imagine like the Navy coach, the Army coach, these guys that have crazy schemes, now they might get a look at the NFL. Maybe they're like, hey, bring your scheme up to the NFL. We think it can work. That option football, it gives great teams in college fits, right? So maybe it'll give NFL teams fits. We are just doing something that is unique, different, and changing the NFL. And I am glad to be a part of it. I'm glad to be covering it. And I toot my own horn, but I saw this coming. The stars were aligning. And that's kind of why I started with the podcast. Part of the reason was I was seeing the hype, getting excited for it. And I've talked about this before, but, it was draft time. And the Ravens podcast that I were listening to, they stopped really coming out with episodes. And I wanted some Ravens-specific draft coverage. And I wasn't getting it. And I was so into it, I was like, fuck it, man. I feel like I'm right about a lot of football stuff. Let me just make my own. And, after looking at it now, I was pretty right about a lot of draft, a lot of players in the draft. But we'll get back to that. But this Lamar Jackson thing, it's truly special, and now the whole world has seen it. It took a prime time game for everybody and their grandma to see it, because after that that Seahawks win, you had everybody in the football world. People who really enjoy football, people who watch Red Zone, who just do nothing on Sunday but watch football. People like me. They took notice, like, man, this guy's pretty good. This guy is pretty fucking good. But then to do it on the Sunday night game, that is something special. And not only is it first time, it's like a first time for a lot of things, right? The Patriots lost to a 5-year player in 21 games straight. First time that happens, the Patriots get their first loss. This was the first time I think I've ever heard an MVP chant at the bank. I don't know if that's ever been done before. And we've had Hall of Famers, right? Obviously, it was a lineman, middle linebacker, and a safety. Those guys really don't, those position groups don't garner MVP talk. But I mean, you're talking, we've got Hall of Famers. We've got 3 currently, maybe a 4th, maybe a 5th, maybe a 6th, depending on, Terrell Suggs, Marshall Yanda, and Justin Tucker. Depending on those guys. But we've never gotten MVP chance. That is crazy. And I think we realize how awesome it is, but I don't think we realize how mentally insane this shift is that is going on in Ravens Nation. And it really started with that Seahawks game, and it's continuing with this game now. Best team in the league. Now the best team in the league is San Francisco. And we got them on the schedule. If we take them out, the Ravens better be number 1 in power rankings. I know it's a bullshit list, but it makes me feel nice. It makes me feel good. Sweet talk me a little bit. Wine and dine me before the NFL decides to fuck me. Because, once you get all the hype, that's when you make all your mistakes, right? But the Ravens, they're doing something special, man. And I hope you are as hyped as I am. Because it is truly special, and I love it. And we saw it, this Ravens offense, man, they ran a lot of that diamond formation. Or I'm calling it now the Illuminati formation. Where they got, Lamar in the pistol, someone to his right, someone to his left, someone behind him. And I had talked about this, actually ad nauseum. I've talked about it a lot. That, they did it in the preseason. You saw it a couple times, and it worked, and it looked good. So it's, well, where is it now? Why can't we go back to it? Can we please bring that back? And then I talked about, maybe they're just going to break out the fine china. That was that play call or that formation. That's their fine china. That power Illuminati triangle. That's their fine china. And they brought it out against the Patriots. God damn it, it looked good. Now they stopped us here and there, but more often than not, a bad running play for the Ravens was 5 yards. It's oh, damn it, they only got 5 yards. What the fuck is going on? Oh my God, the sky is falling. But, that was some good Sunday Night Football. I think, well, to date, I think that was the best Sunday Night Football game of the year so far. Maybe not. Maybe there was another good one that is slipping my mind. But I'm a Ravens fan, and that was the best one. In fact, that was the best win since the Super Bowl. If you feel differently, feel free to change my mind. Feel free, because that was the biggest win. You got the New England Patriots, Super Bowl champs, the best team throughout history, and they're on a historic pace. They're 8-0, undefeated. Their defense. What do you do with the defense? They stop everybody. They give fits to everybody, and we came in there, punched them in the mouth, and said, "Now what? Now what?" I get it. Teams get beat sometimes. But fucking own them. Owned them. So hopefully we can keep this game keep this up, We do have a game against the Bengals coming up, and that has got trap game written all over it. It's a trap! Because they're coming off a bye. They're coming back healthy. They got a new quarterback, so we can't rest on our laurels here. We can't rest on this victory. We got to keep going. You got to get back to work. There is no more breaks. There is no more bye weeks. It is now football from here to hopefully beginning of February. It's going to be all football, baby. Maybe we'll get a bye in the playoffs. Now that would be sweet. And if you play like this each and every Sunday, you are winning the Super Bowl. If you play the way they did tonight, it doesn't matter who you face. The Patriots, the debate was how good is their defense because who have they played? It's still a good fucking defense. The Niners, maybe they have a better defense. It's really hard to say because the Patriots on better numbers, but also the competition wasn't as tough. But, it's the 49ers. I don't know. We will see when we get to that game, for sure, 100%. Actually, I might be going to that game. I got a buddy who is actually from New Mexico, but now lives in D.C., and he is a 49ers fan, and he's trying to get me to go to that game, and I want to go to a game this year. I was thinking maybe one around Christmas time. There's one that was on, the 29th. I forget, it might be the Jets game. But, if I can go see this huge game versus the 49ers, I might have to do that, and that's on December 1st, so that'd be coming up, so I might have to go to that game, just see the family, see everybody, and say, hey, going to the football game, maybe bring my dad along, go meet up with my buddy, do some tailgating. I haven't been to a Ravens game in a couple years. My dad, he used to have season tickets, so I used to go to games all the freaking time, and that was the glory days, right? So I can't wait. Maybe I'll get to that. I'll keep you updated on that. So maybe I can meet up with a few fans. I'll probably see if I can hit up SCG Sonny from SCG Sports. See if he's going to the game. Hit him up. Meet him in person for the first time. Because I know you guys, I don't think have ever seen my face. So that'll be interesting. Because I actually have I have a Twitter now. So woo, got on Twitter Nation. You can find me at Craven Some Raven. And what is my freaking name? I'll find it later. I'll maybe tag it in the video or something. But yes, if you look up Craven Some Raven on Twitter, I'm sure you'll find me. It's the same logo, so you'll see me. I already started tweeting up a storm. I deleted my Twitter because it's just I don't need this in my life. I don't need likes to feel accomplished. I don't need to put myself out there. Especially in my personal life. At least this way, it's more of a business decision. With the podcast, and I love talking Ravens and coming up with stupid dad jokes about them, so I'm just going to continue to probably just do that on Twitter, just post stupid things about the Ravens. But, when it comes to, my personal life, it's, I don't need to post shit like Instagram, Facebook, and, Twitter. It's do I really need to post myself? Ooh, look at me. That's just the way I feel about it. It feels like I'm projecting a, look at what I'm doing kind of situation. So I'm just not a huge fan of that. Not a huge fan of just promoting myself like I'm a big deal. No, just get over yourself. Just have fun in your own life. You don't need to post it. Either way, if you do that, that's fine. It's just not for me. I don't even know why I'm talking about this, but listen, this is. Oh yeah, because I got the Twitter, and the reason I got it is because Graven, he was doing a live stream during the game, and I was watching that, and he talked to me in the game when I was in the chat. he was asking me to get on Twitter to get in the group chat, just so that way the next time they do one of these big Ravens YouTube kind of things, I will also be involved. So I think the moral of the story is that you eventually will see my face. I think I will be doing one of those live streams. I don't know what they need for a setup. I got a computer, some headphones and stuff, so I'm sure that'll be good enough. So maybe you will be able to see my ugly mug on one of these YouTube streams about the Ravens, one of these huge giant, Brady Bunch collections where they got all the grids, all the people in their faces. Just, anyways, back to this game, because we talked about the offense. I talked your ears off about it enough. Forgot the Tucker miss. What? Tucker missed it. What? It's okay, bro. You've had so many clutch moments. You won us that Steelers game, so we will take it, right? Well, we'll take a miss here and there. But I mean, moving on to our defense and versus the Patriots offense. The Patriots offense has been suspect this whole year. I think a lot of people saw that, just because their defense had been so lights out. They didn't really need a game plan. They could just kind of do whatever they wanted on offense, and it never really mattered. But they got stopped a lot, and we came at them. At the beginning of the game, we were coming after them. We were getting pressure on Brady, and that's how you stop him. That's how you get pressure. You get pressure on Brady. That's how you stop him. It's a very easy formula, and we were doing it without blitzing like crazy. We definitely did blitz. It was good to have Peanut back. One of the biggest things that we missed from Peanut was his blitzing ability. And on that first drive, you saw him come straight up the middle and tackle Brady, and it was a thing of beauty. But, then the Patriots, they keyed in onto what we were doing and that we were getting too much pressure on Brady. So they went high tempo. They went fast tempo the whole fucking game. And it wore our defense out. And so the only way to stop that, they were moving the ball, right? Eventually, your defense just gets too tired to really think about what's coming next. You can call a play, but, they're going to be a step behind because they are fatigued and mentally fatigued, right? Because they're just getting worn down by just you moving the ball down the field at such a fast pace. And it was like, shit, bro, here they come. They are not letting up. And it has me worried, like in the future, more teams I think will try to emulate that. But I mean, how many teams can really keep that up for a full game? I didn't even think the Patriots could, and they found a way to just continue that pace. But the thing that sucks is they just kept the same people out there. They kept the same formations out there. I think they stayed in 11 personnel the whole fucking game. And, that comes with its own challenges and its own issues. But, it had me worried. It had us kind of on the ropes a little bit. But this Ravens defense was opportunistic, right? Talks about the Peanut with the sack, but he also had that forced fumble, right? He punched the ball out. Not so much a punch, he more like pushed it out kind of from behind, as he was bringing Edelman to the ground, and Marlon Humphrey was right there to pick up and scoop and score. Marlowe with the scoop and score. Let's go. Well, with the scoop and score, though. I don't know. Either way. So Marlon, 2 weeks in a row, or I guess 2 games in a row with a scoop and score. Yeah. That is impressive. I don't think that's ever been done before. He is where he needs to be. The ball has been finding him this year, and that, you can't teach that. You can't coach that. Can't be mad at it. The ball just finds him, and that's awesome. Then also Earl Thomas with the Tom Brady just punt. What was that? Why did he do that? He was getting pressure on him. Judon, I think, came with the hit on him, but he just threw it up. Brady, you're this great almighty GOAT quarterback. What are you doing just throwing it up to an Earl Thomas? And I remember listening to Earl Thomas after the game, and he's saying, like, hey, finally I got my hands on the ball again. That first turnover since week 1. And, thankfully Tom Brady was a willing participant, a willing quarterback to at least test me. All these other quarterbacks just stayed away from Earl Thomas. But I think the reason Tom Brady was okay with it is because one side, we got Marlon Humphrey. The other side, now we got Jimmy Smith back. Or a Marcus Peters. Who do you target? There is no good target to hit. Our corners are just so good. We are built back to front, and we're getting healthy in the back end. Imagine if we had Tavon Young out there. Like, Get out of here if we had Tavon Young. Get the fuck out of here. There would be no wins or no losses on our record if we had Tavon Young in there. Maybe that's a little bit high expectations, but whatever. Whatever. I've been drinking purple Kool-Aid all year, right? I am not going to apologize for it. I enjoy the Ravens. This is a Ravens fan podcast. If I say some crazy shit without really looking into the details about the Ravens, that's not what I'm doing. I am here to, go to I'mRight.com, basically. I am a Ravens fan, and I will look at facts that go towards the Ravens. If there's something that goes against it, maybe I'll mention it, maybe I won't. But I've been drinking purple Kool-Aid my whole life, really. But, these past couple years, I've been guzzling. I have been chugging purple Kool-Aid. I'm getting cavities from it. I'm gaining weight because, there's a lot of sugar. My skin is actually turning purple. Right? How flamingos are pink because they eat the shrimp? I'm turning purple. Just call me Grimace. Call me Barney. I'm turning purple with all the purple Kool-Aid that I've been drinking. I've been guzzling it down. So I get hyped over this team. I'm not going to apologize for it. I don't know why I'm even saying it like I have to. No one came after me. No one's saying that. I just want you to know that when it comes to maybe, being realistic versus hyped for the Ravens, I'm probably going to lean towards hype. And, and I'll say shit like, oh, the Ravens are going to win this game. Lamar's going to win the MVP. And, well, turns out I'm fucking right. I thought it was a lawfully kind of somewhat of a crazy thing to say, but I believed it. I honestly did believe it when I said Lamar was going to win the MVP this year. I even put fucking money on it before the season started, before preseason started, before they even did training camp stuff. I put $1 down just for the fuck of it. Just put $1 down just to, maybe, I don't know, fuck it. I didn't put much money into the online betting service, so I was like, I don't want to just throw money away. Imagine if he wins on $1 bet, I'm going to get $160. Imagine if I put $10. I really fucked up because it would have been $1,600. But you know what? You never actually do know. I thought it was a definite possibility, but you don't actually know. I just saying crazy, lofty stuff. I said he's going to be a Hall of Famer. That's a wait and see. And I even posted on Ravens Reddit one time. I think it was last week. It was during the bye week. And I posted, where do you think Lamar Jackson would be in the players' top 100 list? After every single year, it's a bullshit list, right? But the players pick their top 100. And I'm just wondering where the rest of the Ravens flock thinks Lamar Jackson would land. The first comment, bro, stop it. It's way too early for this. It's like I had to respond. It's never too early to make predictions. What's wrong with making predictions that are lofty and crazy? If you're right, you're a genius, and you're on it before everybody else. And if you're wrong, well, it's fucking whatever, bro. Who gives a fuck? You can't do that. You can't make predictions 10 years in the future. Yes, you can. Yes, you fucking can. I don't get it. Either way, man, I don't even know why I got on that tangent. I was talking about the Ravens defense, and they were opportunistic, man. They were killing it, and they got the ball when they needed to, making turnovers when they needed to. And the Patriots offense, their answer was to go, that up-tempo, that hurry-up offense. And it was working, man. It was working. I love that meme. It's like, I'm not going to lie, they had us in the first half. I'm not going to lie. Like that high school player. Classic. But, this was just the Ravens game. And honestly, the score didn't reflect how dominant it looked at certain points. How we were able to hold the ball just made it so that when, later on in the game, Tom Brady, I think he threw that deep bomb, that punt to Earl Thomas because he's like, fuck, man, we need to get something going. Let me just toss it up, see if Sanu can come down with it. Good luck, fucking A. We got them off their game plan. We played our game plan so good that they had to change theirs. It didn't work. It didn't work. Marlon Humphrey, Marvin, he was covering Julian Edelman. Just add him to the utility belt of guys he's faced and had success against. He definitely caught a couple balls. That's fine. It happens. But something I noticed, there was no yak yards. In this game, there was no yak yards unless it was a screen. I think those screens, they definitely hurt us here and there. But I just attribute that to them doubling Edelman, them putting extra defenders on other players, thus leaving it open. Like, hey, we'll take that. We'll take the screen pass, and we will gang tackle you eventually once you run towards us. But, we are not going to let you beat us crazily over the middle to these other guys who we know can defeat us. And I think we got the better of that matchup. And going back to what I was saying about the yak yards, that's huge, man. That's how teams lose, not wrapping up on the spot. You can't stop the corner or the quarterback to wide receiver connection. If they're a good quarterback, which Tom Brady is, and they're a good wide receiver, which Edelman is and Sanu is, no matter how good your secondary is, they're gonna get some. It's fine. It's the way it works. It's the way that the rules work out. It's impossible to win each and every matchup. And so it's like you saw the Patriots defense is like, I mean, who have they played? Can they keep this up? I doubt it. But when it comes to the Ravens in this past game, they're gonna catch one, right? You can't stop them every single down. You just got to accept that. And so they got some catches, but what you can't do is allow them to run down the field. That's where you lose a game. When you're getting extra yardage, that just demoralizes you as a team. So just super happy to see that when they were there, when they caught the ball, they were down on the spot. And Marlon Humphrey and the rest of this defense was hitting. No. They weren't hitting. They were hitting. Because they had swagger about them. They had a pimp walk. They were rocking the black jerseys, right? They were swagged out. Which is, God, that's a tragic word coming out of my mouth. But, they were feeling it. Man, they had a lean in their step. And so they were hitting. The lights were on. Everyone's watching. Let's hit. Man, Marlo, he had the one, helmet to helmet, which is whatever, or a defenseless receiver hit. It's whatever. If they called that one, they probably could have called a bunch of other ones. But, the defense was hitting. Even Jimmy Smith, he came back and was looking like he's in top form. There's a couple hits, on a short pass where it's like, yes, there we go. That's why we like Jimmy. Yeah, he's injured sometimes. Actually, most of the time, but he's good when he's in there. So it's like we should just cut him, get rid of him. Bro, I don't know, man. He's too good. Even at his, later stages of his career, he's still producing and he's still good, man. So this is just an all around, fantastic win. They tried to stop us. When we meet them again, how did they change the game plan? Because they tried to stop the run and we still ran. So now all of America going to be hyping up Lamar. There's going to be a lot of national media members hyping up Lamar, giving this Ravens team a lot of hype. I'm okay with it, man. I am 100% fine. I know a lot of Ravens fans I like the underdog role. It's like, well, the only reason you're in the underdog role is because there's a lot of holes in this team's game. I get it, any given Sunday, right? And that's when we've won the Super Bowl, at least the last time we won the Super Bowl. It was one of those any given Sunday type runs, where it's like, how the fuck are the Ravens doing this? They are going on a crazy run. Joe Flacco is playing out of his mind, but you can't bank on that. But you can bank on week in and week out play, something that's unstoppable. So let's hope as of next game they don't rest on what they've done so far this year, and they go ahead and win again. Start stacking these wins. Let's go for 5 in a row. Even a 14-2 team loses twice. Let's hope we just got them away early, right? Got them out of the way early. Another thing I want to talk about with this game, with the refs. Finally, thank God, we got a well-refed game. There are a few penalties here and there, but all of them were warranted. On national television, everyone's watching. The worst thing that can happen to a game like this is just crazy bullshit penalties. And this is a classic Ravens-Patriots matchup where there's always some weird ticky-tack bullshit penalties. But there was none of that this game. So I got to give credit to the refs, right? When they're not involved, say, out of sight, out of mind. It's only when they do some crazy, ridiculous shit that it's like, oh, what the fuck? They let the players play. Marlon Humphrey scooped and scored that fumble. How many times have you seen throughout the league this year, the refs blow the whistle on that? That would have been a touchdown. Taken away, right? How many times have you seen them blow the whistle? Each time there was a fumble on the field, they just called it a fumble just so that way they can go back and review it and say, no, he was down, this, that, and the other. Just let it play out so that way it's not some weird shit. Like, well, you technically got it, but we called it a not fumble, so we can't overturn it. There was none of that bullshit. The refs called a great game, and I got to give them credit because, I just hate games when it's terrible, and, we call them out when it's a terrible game, when it's a terribly officiated game. So we got to give them credit when it's done right. Right? Left? 2 wrongs make a right? I don't know. Yeah, man, so shout out to them. Even in the reviews, I feel like they got everything right. There was nothing that was crazy. One last thing also, shout out to Nick Boyle, man. Nick Boyle, he got his first touchdown. Shout out to the Boyle himself, the Nicky Boyle. I'm happy for him. It's about goddamn time. So that was very cool to see him, all the teammates getting around him and celebrating. Hear him talking about it. He had the quote, the bulletin board quote. They haven't seen a offense like us. We'll see how good they are. But after the game, he did the interview. He's like, no, I wasn't like trying to say anything like that. Y'all took that and ran with it. I was just saying we haven't seen them before. We don't know how good they are. And they don't know how good we are. They haven't seen us. So we'll see that. It wasn't like oh yeah, well, fucking wait for us, bro. Look at us, bro. We're good. Either way, he doesn't talk like that. But yeah, man, this is just an all-around great win. I know this past week I didn't do a game picks episode. I didn't get my picks out there. Kind of glad I didn't because this wasn't my best week. Still, so I think on the positive side, let's see. I am 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So far, I am 8 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, wait. No, I'm doing that wrong. I'm 7 and 5 right now. Let's see. Yeah, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so far 7 and 5. Depending on this Cowboys-Giants game, I have the Cowboys in this Monday night game. So, could go 8 and 5, could go 7 and 6. Still on the positive side of things, but I've had better weeks. And, I just didn't get to it, couldn't come out with scheduling, and then I've been just going balls deep into Call of Duty, and now I got Twitter, so that's going to take up a bunch of time. But, I've gone balls deep into playing Call of Duty, getting back into, my 13-year-old self, where competitive, getting pissed off. So, hey, if you're ever playing the new Call of Duty, feel free to hit me up on YouTube in the comments section or DM me on Twitter at CravenSomeRaven. But it's not some as in S-O-M-E. It's spelled like Craven, like C-R-A-V-I-N, S-M, Raven, R-A-V-E-N. Because, Twitter's all weird like that, where someone had taken CravenSomeRaven. That fucker. Either way. So, hit me up on that. You can DM me on Twitter. Maybe we'll hit the COD, man. Because I've been killing it, man. I've been playing well. But that's not about the Ravens. That's just, me, personal life. Hit me up. And follow me on Twitter. Because I'm going to be coming out with stupid tweets left and right. So you're going to have to listen. Watch out for those, man. Yeah, man. So hopefully the Cowboys win. I'll have to do an episode this week about that. I just didn't get it out, and it's okay. And I've said here on the podcast before, I life comes first. The podcast, it is important to me, and I love doing it. But sometimes if I don't feel like, recording an episode, that's the way it's got to be, for my sake. I think a lot of people need to do that. If you don't feel like doing something, then just don't do it. I get it. Sometimes you got obligations, sometimes I feel like this is an obligation, but, just create a stress-free environment for yourself. Life advice from someone who hasn't lived long enough to give life advice. Some unsolicited life advice by yours truly, Craven Some Raven. But I mean, here's some other life advice. The Ravens got the win. Treat yourself. I know you're just a fan. I know I'm just a fan. I'm going to eat some all-you-can-eat sushi on Mondays. That's my treat to myself. On Mondays, I get all-you-can-eat sushi. Win or lose with the Ravens, I'll do it either way. But, when they win, I feel like it's a treat for myself. I like to treat myself to some sushi. So all-you-can-eat sushi. Go balls deep. Just one meal a day. Just pig out on sushi. That's what I do. If you want to eat like Eric Weddle, have your bowl of ice cream after a victory, that's fine. You go ahead and do that. It may not be healthy for you, but it's good for you, right? Because like I was saying, your mental health, right? Ask Hayden Hurst. Your mental health, that's what it's all about. As long as you're stress-free. And sometimes not recording a podcast is stress-free for me. So if I don't come out with an episode, I'm sorry. It's nothing personal towards anybody. It's just, I just don't feel like it. And it sounds like a cop-out or maybe an excuse. I'm sorry. It's got to be that way. I got to be able to do this on my own time, at my own schedule. So if you don't like the unscheduled way these episodes kind of come out, then tough luck. They come out when they come out. I really do genuinely enjoy it. I genuinely enjoy the Ravens. I had not paused once this entire episode. This is 52 minutes right now of me talking straight Ravens. That's how you can tell that this is a passion of mine. Because I can do this. So yeah, man, I will end it on those notes, those final unsolicited notes right there. Huge win. Thank you for listening. If you're on YouTube, drop a comment, drop a like, share it, all that fun shit. I am a podcast, so I am on all of the major podcast platforms, iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, and some other ones. So you can find me there if you want to lock your phone, put it in your pocket, and listen to some great Ravens content, because that's what I like doing. I like locking my phone, putting it in my pocket. I can, use my calculator at work. I can do other stuff on my phone while still continuing to listen to some Ravens content. It's beautiful. I love it. But definitely get a lot of viewers on YouTube, so if you're over there, or really anywhere, if you're listening, follow me on Twitter. I guess I'll have to get that going. I'll post the new episodes there. I'll post random shit throughout the week. Not just a one podcast a week or two podcasts a week. You'll be able to hear me all week. I'll be in your ear saying some crazy nonsense. So I guess I'll get back to that. Get back to tweet life. So with that being said, oh, what a great win, and go Ravens! You get a touchdown. You get a touchdown. You get a touchdown. The Oprah Ravens, baby. Caw-caw!